Man, I was watching the football game and doing all kind of stuff, man. I was on Jenny Live. I didn't even know this had went down, man. This is sad, bro. This is mad sad. And America is probably gonna have this picture and put it up and put it everywhere. America gonna be like, this is AB. This is Adrien Broner, and they gonna play this court document. I mean, I've never seen a court like this where they record the entire thing like that and just broadcast it. That was pathetic. What they just did to him wasn't even fair on no levels. I mean, for real, I felt so sorry for Adrien Broner to have to go through that. You don't wish nothing like that on your enemies. Nothing at all. And he's not even an enemy of mine. You know what I'm saying? It's very poor. It's you just feel real bad. Man, I'm sitting there, I'm watching, I'm like, man, because for people that don't know, like I've known AB since he was starting his meteoric rise. Like he was just getting started, moving up in the weight classes, and people was like, yo, he coming up, and he did come out of nowhere. Everybody thought his brother would be better than him. Now it's like, who's the worst AB? Antonio Brown or Adrien Broner? But in this situation, it's just an accumulation. This is just a fallout from the accumulation of all the things he's been going through. For those who don't even know what this was about, he was held in contempt of court from failure to pay in a lawsuit. They found him, liable in a lawsuit for like 800,000, and it was a party that he had, and somebody there got hurt at the party, attacked or whatever, and Broner was, held responsible. And I don't know if he went to court for it or not, or he showed up or didn't show up. That portion of it, we don't know. All we know is that he was found guilty and had to, pay the guy 800,000 in a lawsuit. Now, this is a guy who's had many altercations in his life outside TMZ, living that about billions lifestyle, flashy. He could sell it. He had the money, but as quickly as it came, as quickly as it went, then he gets broke, and then he goes into another fight. So he's basically living fight to fight. But now he's not winning, and when you got all these other people around you, you see what I'm saying? And you out here training and you doing all this stuff, they ain't really with you. They only there when the money there. When the money ain't there, you see how people got little. When he lost and they carried him to the back, that time to Madonna, that was the beginning of the end. Because as soon as they took him to the back, he was by himself. He went out there with like 30 dudes. He came back by himself. Well, he was surrounded by a bunch of people that really didn't care about him. A lot of people just wanted to make their money off of him. much as possible and keep it moving. No, the thing is, it's just that he wasn't ready for. I mean, Madonna was the perfect fight for him. He just wasn't ready for that fight. Like he wasn't ready for that position to be in a fight with a dog like that, somebody that big. And to see where his life has turned out. But if the thing is, if you don't change yourself, and this is what separated everybody talking about he's the next Floyd Mayweather. I'm like, you can't, and Floyd even told him, you can't call yourself the next Floyd Mayweather or you the next Floyd if you don't, you don't live like Floyd Mayweather. You don't even live the lifestyle. My thing is, it's not about the flash. You can't be drinking and smoking weed and talking about you the next Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather don't drink. Floyd don't smoke weed. So you can't call yourself the next Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather ain't out here at the tattoo parlor. He ain't finna do. And Floyd treat his body like a temple because he knows he's gonna have to rely on it. He can't have his body failing him when he needed the most. Don't forget to hit the like button, folks. We appreciate the love and support from all y'all out there. We really do. No, he's not a 147-pound fighter. He's not. He's really 140 was about the max he should go to. Anything other than that, guys that had him way more bigger than him. That's why big welterweights like Madonna is too big for him. Arrow hurt him in a ring before. We saw that when he beat up Broner and sparring. But you can't be out here partying, getting wild, doing all this stuff. It's a part. You got to know how to contain yourself as a man. I'm not saying you can't have fun and enjoy yourself, but as a man, you got to be able to handle your business and then have your fun too. You got to find the balance in doing that. And Adrien is from the streets. He's used to the streets. There's no expectations. Nobody really gunning for him. But now he was in the limelight. People trying to fight you. They know you like to fight and be around certain situations. You beat up a guy at a bowling alley or whatever and took his little $1,200 because you was mad you lost in the dice game. It's like, what was you doing hanging around dice games? Dudes popping at you. I'm amazed he's still alive, to be honest. I'm amazed. They came to Chicago. AB almost caused a big situation. I didn't even go. AB and Tank was there, and they came out to the club for whose birthday was it? It was somebody Christian's fight, I think. And then they were celebrating the birthday or the victory. They came out to see Sean fight. Sean Simpson. So they came out to see him fight and the whole nine. And it just went left. It went left after that. He was at the club. Party was going well. I think Christian fought on the undercard. Then a fight was finna break out. But I knew not to go. I'm like, I'm not driving to the city, man. They was like, man, you ain't coming to the party. Good luck. God bless. I can't be there. Because I already know something crazy going to happen because AB going to show up. He going to be flashy. He might have a couple of drinks. He going to get mouthy with somebody. And Tank had to tell him, he said, man, you getting ready to cause a situation where some people going to get hurt. We not from here. When we leave, they got to live here. Meaning the people that we got from here, that's basically bodyguarding them and protecting them. They about to fight for you. And when you leave, they gotta have to deal with this. So Tank is like, dog, let's just bounce. We ain't gotta stay. Dog. Let's bounce. Let's bounce. They gotta live here. You know what I'm saying? We don't live here. So let's bounce. So when all of that was said and done and said, you know, Tank was the one who's supposed to be the wild guy. He was the one more in control. And they was like, Adrien gonna pull him down. Like people was like, man, you gotta stop hanging with Adrien. You gotta stop hanging with Adrien. He gonna pull you down. And I'm like, man, and it's sad because he's such a good brother. He's such a good-hearted brother. Adrien Broner is. It's just that some people are real bad with money. They never was taught any financial way of planning and he got people around him that tried to help him manage this thing, but when you ignorant to the certain elements, like you're not comfortable. Like he said, I'm not comfortable being rich, and hanging out here in these hills and everything. I like the hood. I'm comfortable here. He comfortable in the hood. Some people just love it in the hood. Broner loves it over there. He want to be fly and flashy. He wants to be fly and flashy all the time. And it don't work. It don't work. And the reason it don't work, because he's fly and flashy, but the reason it don't work is simple. He don't know how to contain himself. That's why he's got like 89 babies out here with all these different baby mamas. He just has no self-discipline. And the parents was not there to really put any type of governance on him. And because he's making the money, they all with it. Like, oh man, he making this money. So he never really had any discipline. He never had anybody to really show him, like, hey, if y'all really cared about him, you try to keep your man rich. You try to keep your homeboy, his family and his kids that he got. Try to make sure they stay level-headed. Sincerely, he had mentors, bro. He had them all. Floyd tried to mentor him. But he got Al Heyman, the best mentor in the game. I'm not gonna sit here and dog him, but this is like, it's beyond embarrassing. It's the saddest thing you could ever see. To see this man stand in front of this judge and tell this judge, like, I only got like $13 in my bank account. $13 in his bank account. That's like tears want to drop out your eyes almost. He looks so helpless, up there, because he just don't understand. I understood him more than anybody else probably did. Everybody's clowning him because they don't get it. Hit the like button one time, please. I get it. He's not equipped. It's a lot of people that's just not equipped with paying these taxes and all the questionnaires. They filling them out. They don't even understand all that. They understand the streets. You know what I'm saying? So he want to be a rapper more than he want to box. Adrien ain't fought in over a year. And the reason they sat him down for all this time, they were supposed to bring him back, and he was supposed to fight Regis Prograis, right? And they was going to bring him back for a fight in January. Now, I don't know what's going to happen now, but the thing is, Adrien was supposed to be like one of the big fights and all this stuff. And now he's trying to get all this advance money because he's going to need it for rent. So people have been helping him out, giving him money because he ain't got it. He just fought Manny Pacquiao and made about 3 million, supposedly 2.5s, and blew all his money. And this is the cliche they love to promote. And you see all these people on YouTube making videos clowning Adrien Broner. He was on Instagram. You know, it's not funny, man. It's really tragic. That is a tragic story. It's not a success story. It is a very sad story, man. So he owes 800,000. So he's got to pay this civil lawsuit, or they got to work out a pay arrangement. Like, it was a sad situation, man. It was a situation in which it went different ways. It really went different ways for Adrien. Adrian's career was supposed to be a lot better. His lack of discipline. I mean, when I met him, he was, drinking too much. I could tell. Now he could play basketball. Now he used to get out there and light it up on the court. But like you see him that time he hit that step back three on Floyd. He owes 800,000 in a lawsuit. He lost a civil lawsuit. Someone got hurt in a nightclub party that he was supposedly it was his party, so he got sued. He claimed he never hurt the person, but he got found guilty of it. And the judge, and here in court, she sent all these ordinance and said you hadn't filled out the paperwork correctly, and all of these things. And they watching his Instagram. It's like, well, you're flashing all this money on the Instagram. That's why it doesn't pay to be flashing money on the gram. Because when things ain't going well, things ain't going well. You know what I'm saying? So you might want to reevaluate how you go about doing that. I don't know how they gonna handle it. I don't know who they gonna get to, do what. All I know is Adrien Broner is in a bad, bad spot. It's not looking good, and I'm quite sure Al Heyman will put the money up and get him out so he can have his bout and everything. But that's what he's looking for, somebody to bail him out. But here's the problem: he's at the point where his career is not on the spiraling going up; he's spiraling going down. He's got to start putting some wins together because what Adrien Broner could do is sell a fight. He could sell it. If he got a fight coming up, he could sell it. But you can't sell it when you losing. So that's why they had to put him on ice for like a year. Because he's not in a fighter's mentality of mind state. And he talking about he need $10 million. I mean, you might want $10 million. You might say, hey, my worth is $10 million. But with all the stuff you didn't got involved in, brother, be glad they are letting you fight. Oh, I didn't forget to mention. I was just saying he blew it off. He didn't go to none of the court proceedings, nothing. Didn't attend. See, people think famous and rich is the same thing. It's a lot of famous people in the world that ain't rich. Adrian's famous. He used to be rich, and that's worse because you got to try to keep up the lifestyle. There's a certain person that pawned his Super Bowl ring just because he had friends coming in and he needed money. He went to the pawn shop real quick, pawned his Super Bowl ring in for like 100,000 in cash. The ring is worth about at least $1 million, and just for the value, he needed that 100,000 in cash just so he can show and look like he was still the guy that he wasn't. So it was, he wanted to show people. I guess he had them coming in from town. He wanted to show like he was still the guy. That's right, Frank. That's the most truest thing said. Adrien Broner bout is against Adrien Broner. He's been losing that fight for a long time. Yeah, he wants to fight Floyd Mayweather. Floyd won't do the fight because for Floyd, there's no real gain in that fight for you. Why would Floyd come out of retirement to fight you? It don't make sense. Adrien Broner Adrien Broner doesn't want to make fights. I mean, he doesn't really want to box. He boxes just for the money now. That's it. He rather been a rapper. I just hope he can get his life together more than just I want to see him back in the ring. I want to see him get his life together. Being in the ring that don't mean anything. He can get the money for this, pay this off, and do something else stupid tomorrow. You gotta if you don't change your ways or change yourself and change from within, all the changing in your environment and money, that ain't gonna matter. Your lifestyle will pull you under quicker than anything else. It'll humble you real fast. So definitely stay on top of that. That's incorrect. My biggest fight will be YouTube. That's an everyday fight. You see, most of you probably didn't get this notification. Yes, sir. So I'm gonna get up out of here. Thank you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, hit the notification bell. I'm out of here. And my cash app is Carcino. Carceno. We gone.